We all talk about good service, but what does that really mean? Like, what does it actually look like? Well, today we're going to break down the DNA of truly excellent service. And our guide for this, it comes from a place you'd probably never expect, a document from a printer rental company. Yeah, seriously. But it turns out their philosophy is this brilliant universal framework for what quality service should be. Okay, let's get into it. First, let me ask you something. Have you ever had one of those days? You're on a killer deadline, a huge report is due in an hour, and of course, that's the moment the office copier decides to just give up. You get the blinking error light, that cryptic code, and that sinking feeling in your stomach. We've all been there, right? That pure technological rage. And you know what? The frustration doesn't stop there, does it? It just gets worse. You're dealing with equipment that looks like it belongs in a museum. You're on the phone for the third time about the same exact problem. Then the technician finally shows up and basically turns your office into their personal workshop. And to top it all off, you get a bill with all these weird charges you can't possibly understand. It's just a total nightmare cycle. But here's the thing. That's not just how it is. That's not normal. That's actually the sign of a totally broken model. The best service providers, they operate on a completely different level. They have a standard that goes way, way beyond just fixing what's broken. So what really separates the nightmares from the true pros? Well, it's a massive shift in mindset. You stop seeing your provider as some company that just drops off a box, and you start seeing them as a partner. You go from just reacting to problems to getting proactive support. Service visits stop being a disruption and start being respectful of your space. And those confusing hidden costs, they're replaced by transparent, honest value. That is the professional standard. And according to the document we're looking at, reaching this professional standard isn't some kind of magic. It's not a secret formula. It's actually built on 4 really clear, really solid foundational pillars.
Okay, so here they are. The whole framework is built on these 4 simple but super powerful ideas: professional equipment, swift and proactive support, respect for your workspace, and finally, transparent billing. I mean, if you can get those 4 things right, you don't just have a vendor, you have a real partner. So let's dig into that first one.
Pillar number 1, high-quality equipment. Now, this might sound super obvious, right? But the thinking here goes a little deeper than you'd expect. It's not just about, does the machine work? It's about what that machine says about your business and about the company that provided it. It's so easy to just think, hey, as long as it prints, I'm good. But this framework says, hang on a second. It argues that the appearance of the equipment, the fact that it's neat, it's clean, that it actually enhances your office instead of looking like junk, that's a physical promise. It's the very first sign you get that this provider is committed to quality before a single person even shows up for service. So you've got the great equipment. What's next? Well, that brings us to Pillar 2, swift and proactive support. And this, my friends, is where a provider really proves their worth. It all comes down to one simple idea: solving the problem on the first try. There's a line in the source document that just nails it. The goal isn't just to respond to a problem, the goal is to resolve it. A repeat service call for the same old issue isn't just an inconvenience for you, it's a fundamental failure of their entire service model. And this thinking leads directly to what they call the one-time response model. It doesn't matter if you need a repair, you need more toner, or you need a whole new machine. The promise is to get it right and get it done the first time. It's an approach that's all about making sure that your work never gets interrupted. Okay, on to Pillar 3, respect for your workspace. Now, this is one of those things that you probably only notice when it goes horribly wrong, but it is absolutely critical for a professional relationship. To put it simply, the best service visit is the one you barely even noticed happened. The technician is efficient, they're respectful, they're almost invisible. And they always follow one golden rule: leave the space cleaner than you found it. That small gesture, it's a huge sign of professionalism. And that same level of respect and professionalism has to extend all the way to the final pillar, billing. Oh yeah, this is where trust is truly put to the test. The standard here is incredibly simple: absolute clarity. An invoice shouldn't be a mystery novel you have to decode. When it's on time, it's easy to understand, and it's totally free of surprises. Well, that's not just a transaction. That's how you build a real relationship based on trust. So, when you put all these 4 pillars together, you've got the professional equipment, that one-time support, total respect for your space, and crystal clear billing. What you end up with is something so much more valuable than just a simple service contract. You get what the source calls a professional partnership, and I love that term. It completely reframes the whole relationship. The provider stops being just another expense and starts being a valuable asset to your company. They're not just giving you a machine, they're providing a reliable relationship built on those 4 core values we just walked through. And here's the best part. You can use this as an actionable checklist for basically any service provider in your life, not just for office equipment. You can ask yourself these 4 simple questions. Is their equipment, whether that's a physical product or a digital service, professional? Is their support proactive or just reactive? Do they respect your time and your space? And is their billing clear and honest? Ultimately, it all boils down to this one single question. I want you to take a look at the services you rely on, both at work and at home. Are they truly partners in your success, or are they just another problem you have to manage? This framework gives you a really powerful way to decide.